Hey guys, welcome back to another watch review. Today's going to be over a special watch. It's the only tourbillon watch that I have in my little collection. The brand is pronounced Aesop, at least according to Google. As you can see right there, there's the logo right there. So I'm going to show you quickly the box and then kind of give you a brief description of what a tourbillon is, and then get into the dimensions and all that good stuff on this watch. Alright, so I'm actually filming this with one hand because my tripod doesn't go this high up. The box is actually pretty big, you can tell by my hand. So this is what you're going to get when you do get this watch. You're going to get this nice carbon fiber type of box. It's going to come with this little paper right here. Let me open this up. Here's just a letter from the brand, and this actually gives you a brief description of what a tourbillon is. That's what you're going to get when you purchase this watch. Now, I've seen several reviews, and it seems like over time the Aesop brand changes their watch boxes, and as far as I can tell, the quality actually keeps getting better and better, because there's a gentleman that I've chatted with on Instagram that bought a Aesop tourbillon watch just a month ago. I bought this about 3 months ago, and the box is even better than mine. But there's a guy that bought his Aesop tourbillon about 6 months ago, and his box is nowhere near like mine. So it seems like they're stepping up. Over time, they're stepping up their box game, which is actually a pretty nice touch. All right, anyway, on to the review. So here is a brief description what a tourbillon movement is, or a tourbillon watch. This is via Wikipedia. So in horology, a tourbillon is an addition to the mechanics of a watch escapement to increase accuracy. It was developed in 1795 and patented by French and Swiss watchmaker Abraham Louis Breguet on June 26, 1801. In a tourbillon, the escapement and balance wheel are mounted in a rotating cage in order to negate the effects of gravity when the timepiece, aka the escapement, is stuck in a certain position. By continuously rotating the entire balance wheel or escapement assembly at a slow rate, 1 revolution per minute usually, the tourbillon averages out the positional errors. So this is the tourbillon right in here, this little wheel that you see. It's considered, I guess, in the horology world as like obsolete technology, but as far as the appearance, it's been kind of a very popular, luxurious type of addition to luxury watches in the last couple years. Usually tourbillon watches range from, like, if they're Swiss made, between like 10,000 to 100,000 plus. Now this is a Chinese tourbillon, so it is definitely a little bit more affordable. But tourbillon watches in general, you are usually looking at 1,000 plus, and 1,000 is on the absolute bottom end. You can get it for under 1,000, but like I said, it's gonna be Chinese. So if you want something outside of China, Swiss, I don't even know if they make American, but any other type of, let's say, European brands, expect thousands and thousands of dollars. So just an FYI right there. But yeah, I mean, back a couple hundred years ago, I mean, wristwatches weren't really a thing, or if anything, they weren't popular. It was all about pocket watches, and this is why this gentleman invented this, because a pocket watch would be in a certain position all day. Therefore, the accuracy would stall in that sense because of gravity. So that's why he invented this back in the late 1700s, and it did correct that for the most part. But nowadays, with quartz watches and automatics and stuff like that, this is technically an obsolete piece of technology in horology. But it's, to me, it's one of the most beautiful things. I can sit here for hours watching this thing. Yeah, when I have this on my wrist, I don't wear it that often, but when I do, yeah, I kind of find myself just watching this. So let's go over the basic information. So the brand is Aesop. That's how it's pronounced from what I've read. But if you want to correct me, go for it in the comment section below. The model, from what I've been able to gather, it's a Tourbillon Skeleton 7025. The movement, so this is kind of weird with the movement. I couldn't get specific information on the movement, but from what I've seen online, it looks like the movement that is most similar to this is a CCOS, Tourbillon 7018 GB. But Aesop does not claim that at all, but if you look for that particular movement, it looks pretty much like this movement, obviously minus the dial. And this is a high beat movement, so this is 28,800 beats per hour, or I forgot how many hertz that'd be, but it's a high beat movement. This is the style of this watch. It's a, I would like to say it's a dress watch, even though I do have a bund style strap on it, which seems to be extremely polarizing, but I don't care. I know bund straps are more for like aviation or like exploration watches and stuff, and not for a dress watch, especially for a tourbillon. But to me, I don't care. It's all art and how you perceive things, and I think it looks great with a bund style strap. And it's a strap, so you can always change it, but yeah, just an FYI, it does not come with this strap. It does come with like a standard alligator style genuine leather strap with a butterfly clasp. Just heads up. Water resistance is 10 meters. Oh, and it is a 30 joules, a plus or minus 10 seconds a day, and 40 hours fully wound. So it is a mechanical movement. It's not a self-wind movement, so you do have to wind it via the crown. Oh, so just a heads up. I probably wind it about 20 to 25 times at the most. And I usually wear this watch only maybe once a week or two, and it's only for one time that week. So I don't constantly have to charge it, because what's the point if it's just going to be sitting in the box if you're not wearing it? So just a heads up. So as far as the case dimensions, I did measure these. So as far as the diameter of the case, it's 42.5 millimeters. The diameter with the crown is 46.6 millimeters. Lug to lug is 50.6 millimeters. And the case thickness is 10.5 millimeters. So as far as the bracelet goes, so the lug width is 22 millimeters. Now with the factory bracelet or strap, the length is 24 centimeters, and the material, like I'd mentioned, it's a genuine leather, but it's got an alligator texture to it, and it has a butterfly clasp, and you get a black and brown when you get this watch. Now, this aftermarket bund strap right here, I put an aftermarket butterfly clasp on here. It's obviously black color with white stitching. There's other options for this particular bund strap. And I measured, so the wide part of the bund right here is 53.8 millimeters, and the narrow, which is going to be right here where my thumb is, and this thing is going everywhere, that is 39.4 millimeters, and the lug width is the same as the factory, is still 22. So as far as the dial info, it is a tourbillon dress watch, like I'd mentioned. The dial is black with like blue and silver sparkles. The dial is what really sold me. And it has this blue hue to it, but it's got the constellation, Starry Night. There's that tourbillon in the center. It's gorgeous, especially in person. When the sun hits these little stars, it seriously is pretty amazing. And it does have a onion style crown, so you can see if I can get it to focus. It looks like an onion, so that's kind of nice right there. And I'm gonna have videos of it outside in natural light, and also the rear of the watch. You can see the back case, and the material is stainless steel, and that's pretty much about it for this watch. I'm sure I can try to find other little nuances, but pretty, you know, straightforward Chinese tourbillon watch. This brand, they make other tourbillon models. I believe they use the same movement, but obviously just with different dials. In my opinion, I think this is the most interesting dial. There's one other dial that has a bull on it, which I'm considering maybe getting that for Christmas, just because a lot of my family is from Spain, and bull kind of, you know, is, I'm not going to say the mascot of Spain, but when you think of Spain, you might think of like the running of the bulls or a bullfight and stuff like that. So that may be a watch in the future that I get, and then obviously I will review that watch. But as for now, it's just with this watch, and I'm content with just having this watch. So as you can tell, real quick, so right here in the center where the tourbillon is, that pointy, see it's like a Mercedes emblem. It's like a 3-spoke. Well, the spoke that is going down at the 6 o'clock right now, I consider that like a seconds hand, and I follow that, and that's essentially like a seconds hand, right? Because it revolves 60 times, you know, or 60 seconds it takes to do a full 360. So it's kind of like a seconds hand is what I like to call it. But yeah, no, this is a pretty cool watch, and this is an actual tourbillon watch. Regardless the origin, it is an actual tourbillon. It's not an open face watch, so it's an actual tourbillon. Anyway, guys, like always, like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. If you have any questions, I'll try my best to answer them down there below. I'll see you on the next one, guys. Thanks again.